So, hello everyone, what is my review of My Academia episode 82 or episode 19, season 4. Of course, a very comedic episode, a very, healthy comedy episode. Yeah, and this general, of course, this arc here is more on the comedy side, more the slapstick comedy, right? Which is fine, I think, for most shonen, right? You usually have that every now and then. Can't just have, like, the world on massive stakes all the time, right? Wouldn't be interesting if it's constantly, like, bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, yeah. That'd be weird. But anyway, I really like the comedy. Of course, Minetta part was my favorite part. Minetta is the best character, of course. Obviously, he's the true best character, the man of culture character. No, but that part was hilarious, right? He couldn't reach a guitar. Then I am a huge fan of Fort Volumes. Obviously, I've been a big Deadpool fan for years, right? And I mean, when it comes to Deadpool, I want to say this thing, though. Even though it sounds like a very nerdy, kind of okay, spider thing. But yeah, I've been a Deadpool fan before he was popular, okay? That's how big I love Deadpool. No, but seriously, Deadpool to me was one of my favorite characters in Marvel. Probably like at least 10 years before the movie was made or something. Easily. I mean, I read Deadpool in Cable. Deadpool Cable is really good. I love that the duo of those two guys, the 52 issues, right? I have all the numbers, yeah. And I read, obviously, the Hope. Not just Hope, but Cable and Hope, and then Hope and so on, right? So I followed Cable's story as well, and also the new Thunder Force, not Thunder Force, it's called Uncanny X-Force, what that's one called? It's a Cable and X-Force, right? Whatever it's called, like the next Cable one, yeah, Cable X-Force, I think that's how it's called, with the next one with Hope, yeah. I actually really liked Hope, I sort of canceled that one. It's very, I think one of the best Marvel ones. But whatever. So I also like Fort Volumes. I'm a huge fan of Fort Volumes, right? So for me, for me, Minetta is like, damn Arthur, stupid Arthur, you made me his damn character design. I can't play music. Yeah, for me, that was like a 10 out of 10 joke. Right? Yeah, I'm cracking up still. That for me was the best joke by far. Seeing Minetta being. He couldn't do it, and he blames the author. Yeah, it's like, I hate this anime. Yeah, I love that. And then he's completely like, I don't want to do it anymore. I hate Country Festival. I hate being in an anime. Yeah, and that's the one I think was beautiful. And of course, then she just like, you can have a harem with me. We can do this thing. We can have a harem moment during this. Yeah, so she knows what she wants. Yeah, she breaks him out. Break out of it. And you can argue that. Even the harem joke itself is also kind of a meta joke, right? Obviously, she might know the hen genres and so on, but still, yeah, like she's kind of like aware that he's like a tropey, harem guy that wants to be, he also has his own, hen harem, yeah. So you could definitely argue that joke in itself from her side is also kind of a little meta knowledge, little fourth wall, right? That she's like, oh, you want to have a harem anime with me? Yeah, so a little bit that, right? So that I like that joke. And overall, otherwise, it was funny. Bakugo, of course, being the best character as always. I think Bakugo said Centura, he has these amazing moments where he's really, explaining stuff, right? Bakugo has the intuitive, he's an intuitive character that truly knows what other people are feeling, right? I mean, I really love his moment with the fight Urika, right? And where everyone's like, oh, he's mean to the girl. And of course, he's like, no. It's like someone is like, no. He knows how she thinks. He's the only one, I'm not underestimating. He's the only one respecting her, yeah, so on. So, Bakugo was very intuitive, right? She understands that, oh, yeah, these people hate us and so on, right? But then he's also understanding what his classmates are feeling, right? So he's also like, no, you shouldn't do this stuff. If you're only doing it to make other people happy, that's also wrong. Let's make it let's be the best, let's kill it, right? So I really love Bakugo. As always, I think Bakugo is the best written character in the whole My Academia. I said it earlier. Again, I said it during the Uruk episode. I said it during his whole, I don't want to be a villain guy. So again, and also, of course, him is crying with Deku and so on. Again, Bakugo, best character. I think Bakugo easily is best character. I think he has the most from like a character standpoint, from like a character development and so on. I think he's easily best character. Yeah, the character that is most in learning stuff and actually understanding the world around him and so on. Bakugo is very well written. So I think Bakugo is Bakugo. His mystery. Yeah, but yeah, Bakugo is really, really good in that sense. Loved it with him. Fantastic scene, really. That's it for the episode, really. No, but that for me was the best part of the episode, definitely. Minetta joke, Love Football joke, and the Bakugo's moment, that was really good. Otherwise, I mean, it's a funny episode. I like the whole You know, I liked when we see Naval Ace being this. But yeah, so I mean, it's like a general comedy episode. The last thing talking about, I guess, is, well, to this more here. So Deku is not gonna try to, like, you know, like impulse, yeah, because which makes sense, right? Because if you could have 100% all the time, would be very exhausting for All Might. So it says, like, you know, have this power, then when you punch, bam, yeah, then you let it out, you know, then you let that little, yeah, and then you improve, which makes sense. Otherwise, All Might would, like, when he would walk something, the planet would be destroyed. But he was like, bam, 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 yeah, and the planet would, you know, he would make earthquakes per step, right? So of course, you can go into 100% just when you, yeah, when you twist, right? Yeah, I mean, you can not really when you, like, yeah, not when you're just walking around like this, right? Yeah, that would be kind of annoying if you, like, walked and then you would create wind pressure by walking around normally. So of course, all it's more like I have maybe 50%, 10%, and then when I actually punch, right? Yeah, then I do, yeah, and then it actually, like, then I increase my power, right? So they start learning to, like, snap his fingers and improve with that. So yeah, I think that makes sense. So that's pretty good. And of course also then we have the Gentle stuff. Gentle, the YouTuber, yeah. So there was one line I really liked in the beginning with him, with Gentle, which is that La Brava says that, oh, they took down your video. I was like, yeah, it makes sense. where like they banned him or something, yeah. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Because I said it last week, I was like, he's clearly, you know, social media, he's not the best at social media. I like his cat in that sense because he makes a lot of sense. If we in the future, people, as I said last week, people are already doing, you know, stuff. This, especially on Facebook, is very much more common on YouTube, which I think, again, like I said last week, is because YouTube is actually a lot better than Facebook when it comes to the algorithms. Yeah, they have a lot better, you know, well, maybe not use algorithm, but more like, well, I prefer to define an algorithm, but YouTube is a lot better at, you know, like understanding immediately. Now, this video is definitely not, shouldn't be up here. Yeah, Facebook seems to be a lot easier to stream stuff that is crazy, yeah, which happens all the time on Facebook, yeah. Like every day you can then find some news about that, and somewhere in the world, yeah. Someone do something like Gentle, right? Or worse, I mean, really worse, but yeah. Not really on YouTube, so Facebook has issues with that. So I mean, I liked his whole thing there, but at the same time, I was like, how can he do this stuff without having issues, right? So I liked the part in this episode. Because immediately the Brown was like, I re-uploaded, you know, your video to this other platform, yeah, because we got, you know, we had to make another account and so on, yeah. So I like that he's explaining that they actually do get banned. Yeah, he's breaking, he actually lost to channel, right, and he had to, like, make a new channel and so on. So I liked that was a great point there, because otherwise, like, how can he do it every week? Yeah, let's make. So that's a very good note there. That, you know, they actually do have problems having that kind of content, right? So that was good. And otherwise, you know, he's really sad. You know, he's really sad. He has, like, I don't know, 5 subscribers or something after like 6 years. Man, I have way more than 6 years now. But it's like, I mean, it's just, he's like super. But he's so fitting though. He's like a super sad YouTuber, right? Like I had a guy a few weeks ago that wanted to have a boxing match with me. You know. And he was like, let's be like KSI and Logan Paul, have a boxing match. And I was like, well, I can beat you up if you want. I was like, yeah, sure. Come over here. I'm not going to pay for anything, but if you want to fight, I can fight you easily. Yeah, it's like, yeah, you know, there's so many people that are just obsessed with getting famous, right? I say that now sitting on YouTube, but the thing is that I don't really, you know, if I did that, I would post my videos everywhere. I would spam it on Reddit and I would spam it on Facebook, and I don't do that, which kind of means all gonna be stupid, but I'm just like, nah, for me, it's like doing this kind of videos. At least this channel is just purely, you know, hobby, yeah. And then I have a few other channels. We have more views and so on, or I guess a little more, I wouldn't say it's evil, but it's more like, you know, what will bring good views? Sometimes I used to do other videos. It depends, right? It depends. And I use one of my other channels as well, where I talk more about the stuff that I think about, which is have even less views in the channel. Yeah, but I do like a video a month. That's at best. At best, I mean, a month. It's like one every second month. but that channel is something I hope is gonna grow to be like, here's my, you know, philosophy points being said every now and then. Yeah, which is, so I feel like every video is high content or high quality, but it's very little content. But when I do a video, it's like high quality. I feel so like it's worth to subscribe to it. I'll argue for, but you know, I never really done it as a job. So, but it still feels like there's so much people that are trying, right? They're trying to really like be successful. So I think Skype Chapel wanted to fight with me, box with me, and kept spamming and so on. That was clearly an attempt for him to, try to get any kind of clout, right, from one of my channels, right? Yeah, and it's just it's like depressing, really. It's like, man, do you really care that much though? But this guy really cared. He would do videos similar to like Dead or 5 and so on. Yeah, so this guy is clearly like into using anything he can to get views, right? Which is really sad. So in that sense, it's very sad. It's just very, very desperate, right? Desperate for that. And Gentle really, off of that, he's like, I'm gonna be desperate. He do desperate, yeah. So I think that in that sense, Gentle's writing is really good because he's been doing it for 6 years, which is a very long time, right? I would say for a YouTuber or so on, it's a very long time. Not compared to most of the really big YouTubers doing for 10 years, but still 6 years is a long time. And he still has like 0 fans. He has like 1 fan. He has La Brava. He has 1 fan girl after like 6 years. That is really low, right? He has like, I don't know, 10 subscribers for 6 years, yeah. So he's getting like 1 subscriber a year. I don't know, but he has something like ridiculously few people likes him, right, after 6 years. And he's still doing these like massive pranks, bro, right? And he's failing. So in that sense, his writing is pretty on point, right? He's doing it for 6 years. He doesn't stop, which makes sense, I guess, if he's really into it. But also then that every year he gets more and more desperate, right? But he's like, why doesn't no one like me? Yeah, why is it? Yeah, so he gets more and more crazy every year, and now it's gonna like go on attack, the UA or something like that. Yeah, for the biggest prank, right? For the biggest prank, bro. Yeah, so he's like the quirk guy with big prank powers. But again, I think it makes sense, right? Because you see these people, like I mentioned the other guy, which of course I won't say his name because I don't give him any credit, right? Yeah, or clout, I mean. You see these people that get more desperate. Again, thinking about now that he had like less than 100 subs and is trying, to, stir up the pot with people and so on to get some views. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And he has like 10 views per video, something like that. At best, yeah, it's ridiculous. And actually, all his subs are like his fan members, right? Yeah. I won't insult anyone, but like, if you have less than 100 subs, you can pretty much determine that all the subs are like your mom, your dad, your brother. Yeah, if you're still in that sense, it doesn't really matter so much. I must say that this channel here is like massive. I have other big channels. I have a channel that's way bigger, right? But even if I didn't have that, I just mean like, come on, like if you have less than 100 people, that basically means that you have like your immediate, friend and family circle, right? Not saying that get everyone to subscribe, right? But I mean, yeah, you have to kind of get out of. I mean, if you're still having like the number of your family as your subscribers, you haven't really got any subscribers yet, right? Basically, you just asked your mom to subscribe to you. Yeah, you haven't really gotten any yet. And so it's like a super mean now. But no, but like that's like I mean, from like a mathematical standpoint, I feel that when you have that subs count or whatever it is, like Facebook friends, it's kind of the same thing, right? Yeah, you have it's kind of like having your basic Facebook friends, family friends, right? That means that you're still at square one, right? You have to still move out of that square to start getting subscribers. That's what I would say. That being said, though, when you start a new channel, I guess I don't really do that for my channels, but I think that arguably step 1 would be to like recruit your whole family and friends, so you have like a minimum subs, I guess. But still, though, you haven't done step 2 yet. You haven't started to do videos that people actually wanna see and so on, right? When it comes to Gentle, it feels like his kind of that he has like La Brava and maybe like his mom or something, yeah. But it feels like he hasn't really still managed the 6 years to break out of his like inner family fan circle of number of subs, right? There's no other fans, I think so at least. It wasn't really sad how many he has, but basically he was like, every comment I get, people are telling me I'm lame and they hate me. I guess basically no one makes a good comment as videos, right? And so on, right? After 6 years, yeah. That is pretty sad, right? So it really makes sense to go desperate. We see a lot of people doing that today that do more and more desperate. That's why I don't care. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't even try to play the game. That's why my strategy is like, I'm not even trying to be fair. I don't care. No, but seriously, I think in this channel, if I go reflect to myself here, in this channel where I really don't care that much, like I'm not trying to be like rich on this thing, right? It's just a hobby, right? I make a lot of money and so on my normal job, and I have like several jobs, so I have like 3 different jobs. But yeah, so I make a lot of money, so I don't really have to care about, getting that monetization. I don't really care about like clickbaiting and so on, right? Because it doesn't really matter. See, subscribers, that one, no, yeah, but it doesn't really matter that much to me. It's a hobby for me. I like talking about anime, yeah. So But I think that I think I understand if I would try to really live on this channel. I said this channel here. If I try to just make this channel, like get enough money to be able to, live. And I live in a very expensive country. My rent, or not the rent, but the monthly, not the rent, but what's it called in English? Mortgage, mortgage, the mortgage payment and so on, right? So I mean, I need to pay that stuff, I need food and so on, yeah. But if I go like I pay that stuff and so on, right, and generally some other stuff, and other family and food and so on, yeah. If that was my goal, yeah, then I would obviously probably be very desperate. Not desperate, but I would obviously feel a lot more like I need to get this stuff done. I need to get a lot more subs. I need to get more views. I need to do more clickbaiting. We need to do more like in-space reviews today. Yeah, we need to do more of that stuff that really kind of brings in people, right? We need to increase whatever. We need to try to collaborate or fight with people or have some drama or something, right? Then I would be much interested in that. Now I'm obviously trying to avoid all dramas. Like for example, not this year, but last year. There was some people who had some drama with some other channels, similar to with anime and so on. And a lot of people asked me to like give your opinion about it, make a drama video, and especially on Discord, people writing to me like from other creators. So like, oh, you have to have for this episode. I'm like, I don't care. I was like, no. I'm like, no. I want to go political. I don't care about that stuff. You can have your own fight. I really don't care. Yeah, it's like I don't want to. This is my opinion, but I don't make a video about it. Yeah, it's like. But a lot of people do, right? Because they're like, yeah, this is how you get famous. Yeah, I'm like, I don't care about that. I mean, I would like to be famous, right? Or to some degree, but not in that sense, right? But I do think that comes from having zero interest in the money, probably. And it doesn't mean I don't like money. Who doesn't like money, right? But I think it's that for me, and this sounds like a weird humble brag, but it's more like the money you make on YouTube, even on my other channels, it makes more money. That makes a lot more. It makes like a lot more money. It makes like 10 times the channel. Even on that channel, that makes at least 10 times the channel. Yeah, probably more. That money is still very low compared to what different sales I make. So first of all, I make money, on betting and on betting and stocks and so on, right? That's one thing, investments and so on. But I make money on, of course, my job, and I make money on my consulting, right? And when I consult people, this is kind of my other channel, but when I consult people, I can take like $100 an hour, right, or more. So I worked, so that was like 3 years ago. I was a consultant at a place. I took like $100 and maybe $20-30 an hour, yeah, something like that, probably more. It's like $1,000 per day, at least. And I didn't work for like full, for a full day for those people. Like $1,000 per day to go to like a meeting for like 3-4 hours on like Monday, late meetings on Mondays. So I have to like, so it's like a weird weird humble brag in a sense. But my point is that when you make the kind of money, and I don't say that I'm absolutely rich or whatever, but it clearly is like, for me to make this channel, or even the other channels I have that make more money, I would have to really increase, tremendously how much. Those channels have to make like 10 more. Yeah, this channel here would have to make like 100 times, right? And I still wouldn't really make the money I make doing consulting. See what I mean? Yeah, because my consulting is like at least $100 an hour. Yeah, so it's like I would have to, I don't make even the big of course like PewDiePie and so on, like the biggest channels makes a huge amount of money per video, but I have to get like 1 million subscribers to get the same amount of money I can make by just working, right? So I think from that standpoint, so sorry for this long weird video now I feel, but like I think from my personal standpoint, I can't really relate in a way. I can understand. I think I can understand it. How a person like gentle criminal, or of course like real life people like him would think, right? Because they're really trying to live on YouTube or Facebook. They're trying to live on that monetization on these kind of platforms. But for me, it's like, man, I would have to be so much more famous. Because I have to, this channel here subscribe, get like so on. But I mean, on this channel here, I would have to get like 1,000 times subscribers, right? Yeah, I would get like I would need like 1,000 times the view subscribers to make the same money I make from working, right? So, yeah, so it's like. So I think for me in that sense, like, would I want to have that? Sure. Why? Yeah, why not? Like, who would not want to have the fame, right? Of course. Well, to some degree, But you see what I mean? Yeah, I wouldn't say no to that, but I must think in my head. I'm thinking like, that is so far from why I am, right? I mean, so far. It's like just a massive distance and leap there to make the amount of money, yeah. So it's like, why would I care about it? Yeah, that's why I want to say, I think for me, like for this channel here, example, I never shared a video, like on like Reddit or whatever, Facebook, but the first year in the channel. Probably never. Maybe on Twitter, was out to Twitter, but nothing else. Because I was like, nah, I don't want to. Like, just see what happens, yeah. Like experiment, but yeah, and I still almost never do that. I only share videos when I feel like this is a really good video. Yeah, like once every 100 video, like this video, I really like it. Shit already, yeah, like this. So I'm very, very like low, yeah, very, very quality based. But I think that comes from like, for me, it's like, man, I would have to make I would have to be so much more bigger to care about it, yeah, to really care about it. In the sense that, and to care about it from like a desperation standpoint, I mean, yeah, because I'm obviously I care a lot, right? I want people to have my opinion, I want the people happy. One thing I like to do is reviewing, you know, the animes and so on that no one else sees, right? Yes, I want people happy. I want to be that guy, right? That's why I kind of try to focus on animes like the idol animes, because I know no one else watches animes. I'm the only one, kind of like, yeah, in that sense, right? So I'm like the opposite of desperate, right? But of course, if I had like 1 million subscribers, then I also probably would do all the stuff that would be more clickbaity because we make more money. I guess so, yeah. But anyway, I think from gentle standpoint, when you come into these kind of characters like him and real life people, and remember he was written just after the famous Paul was there in Japan and so on. Yeah, he was written like just weeks after that happened with the forest and so on, right? So it's definitely probably point to that. But I think he still captured a great character because while the force and so on, very desperate, right, in the sense, but he's like very famous. People like Gentle are almost more dangerous because they are trying to be like the successful few really big famous YouTubers and so on, but they're failing, right? And if you're failing doing that, you would obviously, I'll say obviously, but most human behavior, then you become even more desperate, right? So he makes sense because he's trying to emulate the people that are like, you know, like the Paul, so like super famous doing crazy stuff, right? Which is manga is based on, and yeah, he's trying to emulate that, but he's failing doing that, and he's trying to like live off, you know, this stuff, so to live on the conversation, and he's going more and more crazy to 6 years now. And every year he's like failing. Everyone still no one likes him. Never gets any fame whatsoever, right? And he's like, how can I do it? So yeah, so his desperation really makes a lot of sense, right? Man, too long video now because of the whole thing. But I think it's a good point. And I think that it started really well. There's like he's been banned, and it's been this stuff and so on. So, but whatever. But from my own standpoint, I think it makes a lot of sense because he's really just because especially. So I had that guy that was like threatening me and so on, and this weird stuff on Twitter. Yeah, just a few weeks ago, he really reminds me of that person, right? In anime form, yeah. That is like trying to, you know, be famous by prank, bro, but really failing that, yeah. And that's like worse. And that's what I remember too, because that guy, I didn't get angry at that person. I felt like pity and sadness. I'm like, man, you were so desperate. You're doing this Dead or 5 thing, and Dead or 5, yeah, Google it, horrible, yeah. You try to do that stuff to become famous, but actually this is worse than Dead or 5, because Dead or 5, he did this horrible stuff, right, to his family, so I want to, yeah, but it was horrible, but at least he was like famous, at least he got, and I really mean that, what is worse from a logical standpoint, right, to do this horrible stuff, but you get money and fame from it, at least you get money and fame, you get money, right, yeah, but or you do the exact same horrible stuff, but you get no money from it. Like, what is the worst? Yeah, that's a worse scenario, right? It's better being a horrible person, but at least making money from it, or just being a horrible person and not making any money. Yeah, that's way worse, right? Because you're doing the exact same horrible stuff, but no one is buying it, so no one's liking it for some reason because you have like no charisma there. Yeah, so you're making less, you know. So that is just logically way worse, right? So when I saw that video on him and so on, I just felt really sad and pity, right? I really pity him because I'm like, man, you're so obviously trying to be some kind of mix between Dead or 5 and Paul and so on. You're trying to really do that, but you still have like, you know, 10 views, yeah. And so that's the worst. You go into the forest but no one watches the video. Yeah, that is worse. That is worse because then you didn't make any money from it, right? So you still did the deed, right? Yeah, that is way worse. Failing doing bad stuff, yeah, for famous stuff, yeah. It's like being like a bank robber, right? What would you rather be? A bank robber that robs the bank and gets away with the money, but you still like a criminal, or you be a bank robber that gets shot when trying to get the bank and don't get the money? You obviously want to be the bank. If you have to be a criminal, you rather be a criminal that actually succeeds, right? Yeah, but you have to be that. Yeah, it's kind of something like that. If you do something bad, but you rather succeed doing the bad stuff. If you fail doing the bad stuff, it's just kind of wow, that is pathetic. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I feel with Gentle, right? He makes a lot of sense because he really is like, he's in that sense the failure of someone trying to be famous in the worst kind of way, but he keeps failing. He really must be that guy that attracted me. Yeah, really must be of him. Ridiculous kind of personality and so on. Yeah. Which is really sad, right? In that sense, though, I think this whole arc is a little bit problem that because you don't really care that they're gonna defeat him. I mean, he obviously can go to the cut festival, do some stuff there, but in the end, it's like, do you care? Because I mean, they obviously gonna beat him up, and he's more like a sad villain, right? He's like a sad villain than a good villain. Yeah, like yeah. I mean, yeah, his writing is good with him, but he's still sad. You feel more sorry for him than you actually care about him. You're just like, man, this guy is so pathetic. You just beat them up and get over it. Yeah. So in that sense, you don't really care. Last thing I say that La Brava, she managed to give me some PTSD from all good King's Game. Right? So she's obviously voiced by Hushan or Huria, which did like Naru and Lavina and so on, the classic girl next door. And she did the King's Game main character, or King's Game female main character in. Which is like this, maximum psychopath character, right? Yeah, super insane girl with crazy eyes. And then I see La Brava, was like, yeah, it's the king! I'm like, oh my god, she's also crazy eyes is back, yeah! PTSD, crazy eye girl is back. That's what I feel, I say, Hushan is doing crazy again. But yeah, she sounds exactly like Naru and so on. I love Hushan's voice. I grew up with Lavina, so I have all the mangas just already actually in my, but yeah, but she only does one voice too. She's kind of the female character. She's kind of female voice we can so easily recognize her because she only does like one voice. I feel it's a great voice, but it's basically the same voice all the time, which I don't blame so much. I think a lot of voice actors do that, but they have that voice, right? I think if there's one example of the most voice is Jiraiya, right? No, I can't remember his name, goddammit, but the voice actor that does Jiraiya for Naruto, he always sounds exactly like Jiraiya. He only has one voice. It's just that voice. We hear him in Canada Tuesday, oh, it's Jiraiya. When we hear him in, Demon Slayer, and he's playing the Sensei in Demon Slayer 2, it's like, oh, it's Jiraiya Sensei again! He has the exact same voice, always. And it's just like a unique voice too. He has used the exact same voice. Overhaul, Academia, God, that guy. What's it called? Kutsu, yeah, he has also the exact same voice basically. When he's doing One Punch Man, when he's doing Demon Lord and so on, he has the exact same voice also basically. And also very graining. But his voice, I think, is less graining in some animes. His voice it's a familiar voice, but he does different a little bit up and down. I feel it's different from per anime, but it's still like fundamentally the same voice. But Hushan, in my opinion, I mean, when I hear her in La Brava, she to me sounds like Nauru, straight up. Yeah, I think her voice is the same always. Yeah, she's the kind of voice that she sounds exactly the same all the time. Little more Genki as La Brava, but she's like a happy Hushan. Yeah, she sounds like in King's Game and so on. She's happy or psychotic. Yeah, sounds exactly the same. Very interesting. I must be playing Astro. I beat Astro yesterday, and of course there was a Deku in Astro. It's not that Deku. Yeah, but I beat Astro, and the voice actor of Deku is playing Hal in Astro, and he's at Deku all the time too. Yeah, you just hear Deku all the time. His voice is a little different. It's more technical. It's a little less, I guess, like introspective than Deku is, but he sounds like Deku all the time too. But it's less than Hushan exactly. But whatever, I digress. Damn, long video. I gotta get a life, man. It's Saturday, so I have to do anyway, yeah. Anyway, see you guys today. Interspecies Reviewers Best Anime coming up in about 5 hours from now. See you guys and have a great day.